I have a question. You guys have been working on the show for so long. Besides each other...
Wait, take it easy. You guys have been working on the show for so long. Yes, thank you.
Besides each other, who is the closest to you guys, like family-wise, within the cast and crew?
I'm pretty close to this chick who played Ruby. We're real close. Is everybody 18? No.
I wonder if they have like actual drama schools. Some of you might actually be a picture of this, but like these really fancy drama schools, they actually have courses that deal with green screen acting or acting to an imaginary universe or imaginary.
There was just reading the dialogue for the other person.
Yeah, it's totally bizarre, and it's something that you really have to kind of get used to and understand and learn. I don't think I've ever heard of anybody teaching that or that being in the curriculum. Was that? Started? It's the supernatural school of acting to nothing. And I don't need him.
The green team is the vampire, the blue team is the demon, and the red team. Okay, fight.
You'll also notice that our grays are dug with laser precision. They're perfect rectangles.
You got really good at it.
I don't know if you've ever tried to dig a hole 6 feet into the ground. It's not pretty. Ours is.
So we're shooting an episode of Supernatural. This was, I think it might have been season 4 or 5. And there's this table. There's this table. We're in an operating room. There's a heart on the table. I remember. And Jared and Jensen are standing on one side of the table, and I approach, and I have my dialogue, and I come up to the table, and I'm saying my dialogue, and Jared has a broomstick in his hand under the table, and he finds my crotch,
which is hard to find, by the way.
Parenting 101.
Full disclosure. Just disclosure, man.
If we don't have Parenting 101 trending at the end of this, I don't know. We failed.
So every take, he's like doing that, and then the first AD takes the broom away from him, and then on subsequent takes, he's just like making faces at me when I come up. One of my special skills on my resume is not laughing when someone does something while I'm on camera. So I was messing up every take. The director was getting angry because he didn't see what Jared was doing, and Jensen stepped up and he said, "Hey man, don't even look at him. Just look at me. Just look at me." And I was like, thank you for that lifeline. Like one person, he did that. And so we did the next take, and I come up and I look at Jensen and he goes,
Fish in a barrel.
Stuff writes itself.
So look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me.
Yes. It was disgusting. It was vegetarian ground sausage mixed with tomato paste and uncooked. You should try it sometime. Very nice. Vegetarian ground sausage carpaccio. Super disgusting. Really gross. Really gross. It just sort of turned into a paste in my mouth. Yeah, not a fond memory. Not a fond memory.
I'm really tall, sorry.
I know the feeling. How really
He
tall?
doesn't.
Sorry, Mark.
What do you mean, sorry, Mark?
Yeah, it's...
Do you know what they did to me last week? We took a picture, right? There's a four shot of us, right?
should we show them? Let's just show them what
It's the
we did.
worst picture ever, right? So this is what they do to me.
So
I'm on the end.
we put him next to me.
That was it. I was like this. And we get ready for the photograph. I'm 5'4" in the photograph. I'm the only one who didn't spot it, of course. Until I get photo
And then he sees, he's like, wait a second, wait, are y'all on your tiptoes? And we're like, and by the way, we didn't even discuss it before it happened.
They
We
just
all
did it
just kinda knew.
automatically.
Zink.
That's my life. My wife is 6 feet tall, so I feel
am
the
too.
pain. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a beautiful thing. Tall girls are special.
And tall boys?
Not so much.
Tall girls are special.
And your question is?
For Misha.
Okay, I gotta remember my question. Day one, you had a resume before Supernatural. Years later, is there any special skills you could say you've added since then?
Is breaking wind a special skill?
Besides farting.
There's certainly some I need to scratch off.
Really?
No, you can, it's with like Kinko's and FedEx or whatever, you could just devour your old resume and come up with a whole new one. I mean, just in all the days of your lives, you could just do it.
I mean, that's true, and I'll wait till, you know, Friday, probably the 13th, and then...
Burn!
And I'll just get it all done and just go vacation in a Christmas cottage somewhere.
It'll take a New York minute.
He's throwing himself under the bus. He's like, wait, I gotta throw myself under on this.
I gotta.
Yeah, just maybe somewhere nice, somewhere near Stonehenge, possibly.
Oh, yeah.
I've heard the apocalypse was there, man. I don't want to. In all honesty, I think that the habits I've learned I'll probably never work again.
You know that the American
will probably
government...
not fly.
Do you know that the American government actually hired Jared to break into iPhones?
That's right. The FBI is trying to get Apple, and they're like, we can't get in. We can't get in.
Call Pat
He steals your phone, and while he looks like, oh yeah, I love this picture, he's tweeting, I hate my fans, I pick my nose.
I think
Take my
there
booger.
is a couple of special skills that I'd put on that apparently not a lot. Hitting a mark, remembering my lines. Those are apparently special skills in our industry these days.
I would certainly fucking hope so.
I've never used them.
Yeah.
I've never used those. Who needs lines?
Mark's still trying to learn.
Hey guys, I just want to see you've been doing it for 11 years, your CW Smoulders.
Wasn't she on How I Met Your Mother? Oh no, it's Kobe Smoulders.
We have it. It's called the labored inhale. 1, 2, 3.
Can I just briefly sidebar there? That reminds me of the first year that I went to the upfronts with you guys, and you guys had at that point absolutely perfected the CW Smolder.
Yeah.
So we got up. Can we just do one more demonstration? We got up to the red carpet to do the shots, and it was like this.
And you didn't know until the next day when you see all the shit online. You're like, what was I doing? Why did no one tell me?
What is that?
It's not true. They know.
Just the super earnest, like, I'm on a show with these guys and I'm happy.
There's also the decidedly, pointedly casual glance to the back of your shoe where you're like, as if did I step on something?
Yeah, or did somebody ask me a question? No?
I still don't think it's fair that that's called the smolder, but that's just me. Thank you. Let's go. Burn indeed.
Jared, you're here. Jared, you're
Got it.
I'm sorry about this guy.
Don't make her cry. Don't make her cry.
Sorry, go ahead.
Just a little more to go. Go for it.
Jared. Jared, your hair looks very nice today.
She got it out, and you couldn't say nothing.
But that was not my question.
Sorry, I like it anyway.
Do either of you ever look back, kind of in retrospect,
Well, it's funny that you should ask.
at a scene or maybe an entire episode and just think to yourself, maybe I should...
Man, I'm awesome.
You're so annoying. Ever look back on a scene and say, maybe I should have played that differently, or said that line differently, and...
Okay, I think you got it. More so, I have that those kind of reflective moments about well, Jared's performances. You know, when I'm watching the final cut of an episode, I'll often think, oh man, I wish he would have delivered that line differently, or yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I get those. I do as well. I'm just kidding. Plenty of emotions. All the time. Honestly, oh yeah. The terrible part of television is a lot of times you get a day of preparation, and sometimes you're doing like the end. We did a series, we did a stretch of like 12 episodes in season 4 or 5, where literally the first day of shooting, we filmed the last episode, last scene of the episode. Just the way it works out locations, you know? And so we filmed this scene, and then the next day we filmed the scene that happened before, and they're like, oh dude, I didn't realize that like that's what was going on.
It's hard too because it's like, obviously you haven't read the script.
So there's...
He was reading it back.
Misha, you have an actual, honest... think you're pretty funny, don't you?
I think Misha needs a timeout.
Need a timeout.
What'd you say?
For me, it's often just about, you know, like I'll watch a scene and I can see the corners of my mouth curling. Like, I was not able to hold laughter.
We're always making Misha laugh. I'm sitting here trying.
Or trying? Did you say?
I guess it's fine.
No, not trying. Yeah, you're always succeeding.
I wish I did it more often. I wish I was able to more permanently sabotage other actors other than Misha.
Yeah, that must be gross. Like, you can take me down so easily.
That's what she said.
It actually must feel a little pathetic after a while.
It feels really empowering. No,
like, isn't it a little less fun now than it was in the beginning? Because
No.
it's so easy.
it's so much more fun.
It's better.
We make them go away for shooting your scene though.
Whenever,
We're laughing that hard.
whenever it's possible, yes.
Literally, remember when he literally made us leave the stage because we were peeking in. And you were like, no, they're still on stage. I really think they're outside the stage. Like, here's the scene and the set, and then we were outside the set, and then we had to full on go like back to our trailers.
You know what was awful about that scene? It was because I felt like, I finally won this round. They're gone. But it was actually a scene with a lot of talking in it between you two and me. The characters actually still had to talk to each other. So Robin Props was standing there reading your lines, and next to her was Tammy. And Tammy's like super short, and that was Jensen.
Both women.
And both women. And Robin was reading the lines like this, but holding her hand up like this. That's supposed to be Jared's face. And I started laughing again. I was like, this is ridiculous. So I could not be cured that day.
So last night, true story, we get home from dinner,
and it's getting late. Dinner was a little later. People go out a little later than normal here, I think. Is that, are we totally off on that? No. Okay, so it was a little later than normal. We get back to the hotel a little later than anticipated. And it was like, okay, we gotta go to bed. Like, we gotta wake up early. So we all went to our respective floors, and I went to my room and put the key in, put the key in, put the key in. Back on the elevator, back down to the lobby. My key doesn't work. Here, try a new key. Thank you. Back up the door, key, nothing. Key, nothing. Key, nothing. Then Dean started to be born. So I go back downstairs and I'm like, no working. And
That's not French.
he understood it. Then he's like, let me use my key. So he comes up with his master key and he nothing. Master key, nothing. He's like, oh, I don't know what, this is not good. Yeah, keep in mind, it's late. It's after midnight. And I'm tired, and I want to go to bed. And I know I gotta get up and put on a show for you guys, because that's why we're here and that's what we love to do. And so he's like, I'm sorry, he's just not, I will call the maintenance guy. So maintenance guy comes up with his old tool belt, and he basically does the exact same thing that we've been doing. Puts the key in, no, it's not working. I'm like, yes, we've established that it's not working. How do we get it to work? I don't have the tools that are required to do this. We're going to have to call the locksmith. Okay. Do that then. There is no locksmith, it's 24 hours. There's nothing that we have to wait till the morning. Well, that's not gonna work for me. The front desk guy is like, well, we will get you into another room, the presidential suite. I'm like, I don't care about the president. I want to get into my room, and I want to get into it now so that I can go to bed and wake up and go to work. There's nothing that we can do today. I'm so sorry. What would you like us to do? Get in my room! I want to get... And I'm like, listen, if you can't get into my room, I will get into my room. And he's like, I'm sorry? And I said, are you saying that you cannot open this door? Is that, yes, is it impossible? Okay, I'm gonna kick the door in. And he just goes, okay. And I was like, that's all I needed. Walked over, slid the furniture that was in the hallway aside, stepped back, boom! It exploded the door. And he left a hole in it like this big. It was basically the entire mechanism of the locking mechanism. I thought the door would swing open and then the door jamb would have broken, but no, the entire lock and handle and iron plate that it was on went through the door. And I looked at him, I go, you're gonna need a new door. Good night. Open, the door swung open nice and free. It closed with a big giant hole in it, and I went to bed.
The upshot of that story is, anybody here could have spied on him in his sleep last night.
At that point, I didn't care. I mean, I give it to the staff there. They honestly, I don't think it ever crossed their mind that that the big Texan standing before them was going to murder their hotel room. I think his response to okay. Well, it's more like, I'm not quite sure I understand what you're saying to me. But I didn't wait for him to figure it out. I just destroyed the door. So long story short, his favorite part of being on the show is learning important life skills. But Spade actually said something to that. It was Spade. No, it was Rob. It was Rob. Rob said something. He was like, do you think that if you didn't kick down doors all the time on the show, that idea would have ever crossed your mind? I'm like, I don't think it would have. But we kick down doors all the time. I'm like, this is obviously the progression of things to do. You try the key. If it does not work, you try a maintenance man. If that doesn't work, you break the freaking door down with your foot. You're gonna need a new door. And see.